Good morning, everyone. My name is Digby Warner. Since January this year, I have served as the director of the Institute of Infectious Disease and Molecular Medicine on UCT's Faculty of Health Sciences campus. And over the next 5 minutes, I hope to give you a snapshot of some of the activities and the impact of the work done in our institute recently. So the IDM was established over 20 years ago with a vision to be an international center of excellence tackling diseases of major importance in Africa. And it envisaged achieving this via three overlapping and complementary missions by conducting basic clinical and public health research that is leading edge and relevant, by developing indigenous scientific capacity, by influencing health policy and practice, and this is both through translational research as well as transformational research, and in building partnerships. And this is underpinned by excellence, collaboration, and transformation. Over the past 2 decades, the Institute has grown substantially and now comprises around 35 full, 11 associate members, multiple IDM fellows, which represent the new cohort of investigators moving towards maturity as leading researchers in their own right, a number of affiliate and adjunct members, and an enormous ancillary and support staff comprising 500 scientific, technical, and administrative personnel. We also host a large number of postdoctoral and postgraduate students. The golden triangle supporting the IDM comprises the research groups, many of which are indicated here via their logos, a growing capacity of core facilities. Each year, it seems we bring on a new core function that underpins and enables the research that we do, largely through the acquisition of highly advanced technology. And this is then supported by our corporate services, mainly run out of the IDM Directorate, supporting our operations and administration. Although the Institute itself has its physical base within the Faculty of Health Sciences campus in that direction over there, many of the clinical research groups run multiple field sites which extend throughout the city of Cape Town, across the Western Cape, and increasingly into the Eastern Cape as well. So by most metrics, I think it's acknowledged that the IDM has been very successful. We've drawn and continue to attract funding from the major international and local funders. We generate a large number of research papers each year, as well as patents. Our work is generally very highly cited, and we also host a number of external research chairs funded by the South African Medical Research Council, the Department of Science and Innovation, and others. And as I've already highlighted, we're a hub for postgraduate and postdoctoral training. We've also got a very extensive local and international network of collaborators. I think more importantly, though, if we're looking towards our impact, it's useful to look at, to pull out a couple of vignettes. So very difficult to do in an institute of this size, but I will just highlight one here. So recent work looking at tuberculosis transmission, work done by a highly interdisciplinary team comprising engineers, microbiologists, clinicians, and bioinformaticians, has really made groundbreaking insights into the fact that tuberculosis might be spread by mechanisms other than cough. And this was picked up by the international press fairly recently. We don't only impact science in terms of research, but also in terms of the translational impact of the outcomes of the research. And that's both in policy change and development, and practically in diagnostic devices. One example is here, work led by Joanne Passmore and again a multidisciplinary team developing the so-called GIFT device, which is a genital inflammation test used to look for asymptomatic sexually transmitted infections and bacterial vaginosis. And this has drawn funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In terms of impact at a more continental level, we recently undertook a pioneering and very ambitious program, essentially to develop a core microscopy facility for the continent. This laboratory is located on the IDM campus, but has an allied program of teaching and training, all led out of the IDM. Our impact locally within communities, we have spun out EWOSA, a major non-profit organization which has become a preferred partner for many Wellcome Trust and other funded programs, bridging the gap between clinical researchers and the communities in which they operate. We also impact careers. So with the young scientists within the IDM, and we're very pleased and very proud recently to have two IDM-associated researchers, one an IDM fellow, Munyaradzi Mosvosi, were selected as African Career Acceleration Fellows by the CRIC Africa Network. These are major awards which would allow them to take their research and convert it into translational products. In closing, it's very difficult to predict the future. We saw that earlier. But I think there is consensus that there are a number of challenges and developments which are likely to be to characterize our next decade. And we feel that we are well positioned through our past record and through our looking forward, our capacitation of core facilities and our ability to attract top researchers to take many of these challenges on. And this is all towards working towards a longer-term vision that in 10 years' time, the IDM will be recognized globally for its advanced laboratory and data science, nested in a very strong portfolio of clinical research programs, and for its leadership role in training to meet Africa's healthcare needs. Thank you.